it recording?
It's for the video.
It's for the video. What's up?
What's up, guys, and welcome to Counter Steer Garage. I'm Brian. I'm with the New York Region SCCA, and we're out on autocross. I hope that the algorithm brought you here because you were searching what to do at your first autocross. You're in the right place. Today, we're gonna go over everything that you need to do to get to and have fun at your first autocross. The number one thing I hear from new people is they just don't know how to find autocross events. They don't know where to look them up. And to be honest, the SCCA website is pretty terrible. Luckily, there are other options for finding events. Many clubs use websites like MotorsportReg for registration, but you could also find a calendar on there. I'll put the link in the description below. Search your location and you can find events in your area. A lot of clubs also have their own Facebook groups and Instagram pages, and they'll post their schedules, they'll post upcoming events and things like that. You can also search for events on the SCCA website, but I'll warn you, it's a little bit of a crappy website. Once you've found an event, make sure you register for it. A lot of clubs now post-COVID are not doing walk-up registration, so make sure that you pre-register for that event. So now that you've registered, you want to make sure your car is safe for this kind of activity. The car is put under a lot of G-forces. There's a lot of forces through the suspension, through the steering, through the brakes, through the tires. So you want to make sure that your tires have tread, make sure your brakes have enough life left in them, make sure there's no leaks, check your suspension, there's no looseness, things like that, and your battery. That's the number one thing that's going to make you fail tech, is a loose battery. So check all that stuff beforehand so you don't get booted from the tech line. On the day of the event, show up early. You're going to have paddock space, usually towards the back of the lot, where you can empty all of the loose items out of your car. You can put your cooler there, your chairs, set up a little home. So make sure you get here early enough to prep your car and do that. Some regions will have you check in at the main tent. New York region does not. We do all check-ins right in tech. Some clubs will have you check in at the tent. So check with volunteers of that club and see what you're supposed to be doing. The next thing you're gonna wanna do is go through tech. So let's go check that out. So here we see tech inspection in progress. Tech is very important because we need to make sure that your car is safe when it's driving around out on course at high speed. So they're gonna check things like how tight your battery is, how tight your wheels are, your suspension components. They're gonna check your helmet to make sure your helmet is the proper spec, and just do a general safety check. They're looking for leaks and things like that as well. When you bring your car through tech, make sure that all loose items are removed from your car. I'm talking empty water bottles in your back seats. Make sure your numbers are on your car. Make sure your hood is popped and your trunk is popped so the guys can check that stuff quickly and easily. So that's the importance of tech. Here at the New York region, we use tech as our one-stop shop for check-in. So you get your work assignments, your waivers, all of that happens in tech. Your region may vary, so check with your region officials to see how they do it. The New York region SCCA will put your cars in grid straight out of tech, and they actually stay in grid for the day. It eliminates a lot of the back and forth. This is basically your parking spot during the runs. So you're gonna do your run, you're gonna come back and park in your same spot. So that's grid. Now, after you go to grid, you're gonna wanna make sure you walk the course. Let's go check that out. So we're here at the start line. Now, they generally say walk the course at least 2 or 3 times so that you can memorize it. There's a lot of information that you can get on a course walk. If this is your first event, you really just wanna try and figure out where you're going, the direction of the course, the routing of the course, and things like that. Once you get more advanced and you earn your straw hat, you can walk the course and try and find secrets and find time and get more analytical with it. But for your first event, you really just wanna figure out where the course is going. And that's what your course walk is gonna be. So let's go take a walk. Now, some regions will do a guided novice course walk. So if it's your first time and your region is offering a guided course walk, jump on it, get out there. There's somebody experienced at the front showing you what to do and where to go. It's an invaluable tool, so get on it.
All right, couple of things. Paddock speed, all right? Paddock speed, make sure it's walking speed, please.
So that's the end of the driver's meeting. After the driver's meeting, run to your car. If you're not driving the first heat, you're gonna check in with the worker chief here. He's gonna send you out on course to whatever work assignment that you're working. Now, when you are out at your work assignment, your main job is to fix cones if they're knocked over. A few things to note. If a cone in your area is knocked over, run to it. Don't walk, don't dilly-dally, none of that stuff. You gotta get to it quickly because there's another car 20 seconds behind it. So a few of the rules. You're gonna have a cone in a box. This is good. If a cone is knocked, but still in the box, that's still good. If the cone is knocked way out, but still in the box, that's still good. So there's no penalty there. If the cone is knocked over and still in the box, that's a penalty. You call that in, or the flagger chief will call that in. If the cone is knocked completely out of the box, that is also the same penalty. It's one cone. You'll call that into your station chief. And that's pretty much it. You wanna make sure you get to the cones in a timely fashion because there's another car 20 seconds behind it. So you wanna run out there, right the cone, and run back. Make sure when you're out on course that your back is never to a car. Make sure you're always watching the car in front of you. Do not be on your cell phone. Do not sit down on the ground. You have to be ready for a car to come your way because sometimes they do. So let's head over to grid and see if they're ready to drive. When it's your turn to drive, you're gonna line up at the start line and wait for the starter's instructions. When you're out on course for your first event, don't worry about being super fast. Just focus on being smooth, staying on course, doing it safely, and having fun. That's why we're here. That's why we blow our whole Sunday, because you want to have some fun. After the event, stick around. They do trophies. Second place in a 2015 Subaru STI, 36752. John, where are you? There he is. Come on down.
They did actually, he said that.
And congrats, you made it to the end of your first autocross. I hope you had fun. That's what it's about. You'll see sometimes the volunteers will be cleaning up. Offer them a hand. It's a good way to get in with the guys that run it and make some friends. So give the guys a hand when you're done. When you leave the venue, please make sure that the numbers are taken off your car. Do not drive home with the numbers on your car. It just looks bad for the club. So make sure your numbers are removed from the car and drive safe home. So hit subscribe because these autocross videos are going to get more frequent and they are going to get more advanced as we go along. So we'll get into more technical things and more advanced things as we go along. But for now, your first event should just be having fun. And I hope you had fun. So hit subscribe, hit that like button, and I'll see you guys next Taco Tuesday.